Hey everybody, welcome to Game Day View, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Patrick Claybon here with Greg Rosenthal and Cynthia Freeland. Week 5, the lion's share of it. We're going to get you set for it because there's a big difference sometimes between like 2-2 and 3-2. The season could turn on some of these games, guys.
I mean, I feel like now we kind of know a little bit about who these teams are. What are we looking at? Maybe we just know a little bit more, right? Now after this first month of the season is over?
I don't know much, according to the pick.
Yeah, here, we'll show you exactly how much we know thus far. We know that Cynthia Freeland is wearing that crown. Meanwhile, I'm at 500. Greg is just above. It's Cynthia's world. We're just living it.
I'm going to be very honest with you. Until our producer told me, I didn't know. I don't keep track of anyone.
Oh, yeah.
I truly only keep track of my own.
Nothing like fake humble. I don't believe that.
No, it's true.
For a second.
It's
you
even
ask
worse.
Marianne Freeland. She will tell you. It was beaten into me as a child.
See, this is Cynthia like bending the rim, hitting us in our chest with her knee as the ball bounces off our heads. We'll jump right into it. The Texans making a big splash last offseason, acquiring Pro Bowl receiver Stephon Diggs from the Bills. Spent 4 seasons in Buffalo, catching over 100 balls for 1,000+ yards in every season. The Bills traded Diggs. Folks on the outside were speculating about bad vibes. Maybe one day somebody will provide specifics on what actually happened. But for now, he gets his chance at revenge. The Bills and Texans squaring off in Houston. Both teams 3-1. Do the Bills bounce back, Cynthia, after they got throttled on the road Sunday night?
Unfortunately, that injury report is too full of names for me, so I have Houston winning this game by 2 points, 25-23 in this matchup. I want to give a little bit of love to C.J. Stroud when he's not facing the blitz. I mean, he has the most yards in the NFL on such passes, and they usually come off an inbreaker from Nico Collins. All of these things line up to deficiencies to the Bills, or tendencies of the Bills that they don't do. They blitz at the lowest rate in the league, and some of the people who are potentially not playing, that's where those in-breaking routes would be caught. So it just lines up that the pluses for C.J. Stroud and this passing offense line up with the potential minuses for the Bills in this matchup.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and give him one more point. I got 26-23 looking at this game. Really because the Buffalo Bills are going up against this Texans team that has a good defense. What about the Texans and the defenses that they've faced? If you're concerned about C.J. Stroud this season, the Bears, the Vikings as well. I don't know if defensive-wise, talent-wise, Buffalo presents as many problems for Houston as some of these other teams on their schedule. Meanwhile, the Bills lose Von Miller for a group of games. I start to get concerned about this Bills defense, as is Cynthia, considering the volume of injuries they're dealing with. I've got the Texans here, Greg.
Oh, I love this. We are starting off the show feeling right. We're starting off with a big Bills victory, 27-21. That means we're starting off with a Just Greg 2-0. On Just Greg last week. The Bills are going to get it done. Look, they were my Super Bowl team this year because of Josh Allen and because of the pass protection. That matches up well against this Houston pass rush. This is the best offensive line in the league. They are leading the league in pass block win rate. Yes, I know their left tackle, Deion Dawkins, a little banged up. The rest of the line is great. We'll see if he suits up. Either way, I trust Josh Allen back there. I'm on this team. I had them losing last week to the Ravens, so I got the vibe of what this team. And sometimes you got to just look at the teams. When I watch these two teams, I think the Bills are a better offense overall. They're both good defenses here. The Texans, good pass rushers, aren't getting home. They're not going to get Josh Allen on the ground.
I see a lot of Deion Dawkins in those clips that we picked for your For
and he might be on the field.
Deal.
It's good coaching. The offensive line, they get it done.
All right, we'll keep a track on Greg's vibe match with the Buffalo Bills. We got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. A fun one. Let's do some math on this fun game. Will Stephon Diggs have over 55 receiving yards on a path to revenge? I don't know if 55 is revenge, but he's going to get 55.
Yeah, I mean, if 55 is the number for revenge, I sign up for that. I think he's going to have more yards than that. In a lot of ways, this comes down to the fact of where the routes he's been running are and where some of the holes, again, in the Bills' secondary happens to be. Some of those Bills' defensive numbers, Patrick, you brought it up, they were against like something horrible happening with Miami, something not like they're just kind of a little misleading. It's not to say that they aren't a good defense, but they are more generous to the pass than what we've seen.
All right, we'll move on to the team that ended the Bills' perfect season last week, the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry playing a big role in that 35-10 beatdown of Buffalo. The King going for 199 yards, including a franchise record 87-yard touchdown run. For an inside look, not just at how Baltimore won the game, but how it sounded against Buffalo last week. Time for Active Mike, presented by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
what your name mean to you. Come out and show the world. I'm on one today. I'm playing possess. Be with me. Match my energy from the first play to the last. Let's do this. Let's go, man. Hey, something they don't do. 1, 2, something.
Here goes Henry off a big running day against Dallas. Derrick Henry on the run. Hamlin and Lewis chasing at the 40, at the 30. He will score!
Every time we out there, we got to score. Every time we out there.
Lamar wants to throw, has time coming deep, end zone, man open, touchdown!
Great, bro. Great. You're great.
Lamar keeps it, read option, running to the right, gets outside the numbers, touchdown Ravens!
You're great, boy.
We're not stopping here, are we? No, let's keep attacking this thing.
A big win for Baltimore last week. I knew picking against them would work out. They've won 2 straight games. They've now got Burrow and the Bengals. Who do you see winning here, Cynthia?
I have Baltimore, and it's because of that guy. Why? What are the trends we're seeing for Derrick Henry this year? Well, this is the most generous teams have been with him on yards before contact, meaning he's able to get a full head of steam. He's almost running 10.3 miles per hour by the time he even crosses the line of scrimmage. What? Number 2, they're also giving him a light box at the highest rate of his career. Ooh, what are people doing? But here's the thing. Ultimately, in this one, the Bengals defense is most efficient. They are banged up. Is Sheldon Rankins going to play? I don't know. They don't have anyone that really stops the run, especially in the middle of the field. So this one is just a big mismatch in favor of the run game, kind of both by the quarterback and by, of course, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I have the Ravens winning this game by quite a bit, 37 to 24. And you might think that's disrespectful. Look, when the Bengals offense is on the field, going to be a nice matchup. When the Ravens offense on the field, it's no match at all. This Bengals defense is not playing well. They're disrespecting Lou Anarumo's name. Like, they're going to make me forget how good they used to be. They're missing tackles all over the place. You can't set the edge against Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders. You think you're going to do it against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? This is the worst matchup possible. This Bengals offense too, like, they haven't played a defense as good as the Ravens, so I think they could struggle a little bit. But again, you're watching the highlights of Cam Taylor-Britt getting beat over and over. He's gotten benched. The Ravens offense is pretty efficient in the passing game so far this season too. I think it's a total mismatch. It's not going to be close. You know what we didn't see on that Active Mike segment? You didn't see any Bengals players going, "You're great. You're great," because there's been no greatness for the Bengals. It was the Ravens.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for the Bengals this season. 13 points feels like a lot from Greg. The game's in Cincinnati. I'm going to say it's a 2-point Baltimore Ravens win. But I think we can feel good about this Ravens defense, especially the pass rushers, because especially as of late, that game against the Bills and Josh Allen, one of only 3 teams in the entire NFL right now that has 4 players with 10 or more pressures. That means they're versatile. They hit you from plenty of different places, and they can do so quickly. Look at Odafe Owe getting to Josh Allen there on that particular play. The Ravens are a team that I think can win, and you guys are granted with a meme alert. A meme alert. Meme? Meme? What are words? The Ravens seem to be heating up, but that's one team that's already on fire. Is the Vikings. They are traversing an ocean to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Now it's time to just have fun. This is the day to have fun. Hey, everybody here got to believe.
Welcome to London.
Let's go!
From London at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets taking on Justin Jefferson and the undefeated Vikings at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Rise, shine, and watch Jets versus Vikings. NFL Network streaming on NFL Plus. Subscription is required for NFL Plus. Let's jump right in to this big matchup at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Vikings looking to remain undefeated, and I believe that they will, winning by the really fun score of 21-15. It feels a little conservative because I look at these Sam Darnold pockets that he is slinging from, and they look great. The rate stats on terms of pressure show one thing, but look at all the big plays the Minnesota Vikings have made this season. Like, what do you notice? It's just
a lot of room.
It's just Sam back there picking his spots. Josh Oliver touchdowns. What a performance from Jordan Addison last week. The Jets defense had the team on its back against the Broncos, and I'll paraphrase Justin Jefferson's, my favorite Justin Jefferson quote of this season. With all due respect to the Denver Broncos, this ain't the Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
I got the Minnesota Vikings here.
I got the Minnesota Vikings as well in this game. And yeah, I think Garrett Wilson, maybe he'll get going. But you know who's really going to make Sam Darnold look good? Aaron Jones. A lot of those yards Sam Darnold is getting is off these screen passes. Last year, the Vikings were one of the least effective screen teams in the entire NFL. Now, they're the third best team in terms of yards per catch on screens. And you know why that is? Because they got one of the best screen running backs in NFL history. Last year, the Packers were one of the best screen teams because Aaron Jones was getting it done. Look, it's getting blocked up really well. It's called at the right times. I think Kevin O'Connell has a really good feel of when to call these screens. And Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs in the league at doing everything. It's running, it's the receiving game, it's blocking. He's tough. And I think this Jets run defense and the screen defense is going to just get washed out.
Oh, meme it up because I, too, have the Vikings winning this game, but by 2 points, a little bit closer here, 22-20. I want to point out something that I feel like maybe got a little confusing this week, and that's the fact that you've never seen Brian Flores actually go up against an Aaron Rodgers quarterbacked team as the defensive coordinator or head coach, right? Neither thing. You've only seen him as a linebacker coach. That is the last time. So when you're looking at the run game and how to stop it, we saw the prescription last week from the Sean Payton, from everything that's going on with those Denver Broncos. They're the number 1 blitzing team. This is the number 2 blitzing team. Shutting down Breece Hall feels like it's the right thing to do to shut down everything else that they want to do. That was the key last week. I think that will be a key again this week. And
if things go wrong for the Jets, then we start looking at the team a whole lot differently, considering last week's loss to the Denver Broncos. Just getting started here on Game Day View. Coming up, Dak and the boys got back in the win column last week. Now they got a tough matchup with Justin Fields and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Who's going to win? Well, we'll give you our picks coming up next.
I thought you were putting the Jets on fraud watch there.
I don't know if it's much of a watch anymore.
NFL Game Day View is presented by Mercedes-Benz. Luxury SUVs now come with the luxury of choice. Mercedes-Benz has gas, electric, and plug-in hybrid offerings. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
But this one is going deep for Worthy, and the rookie holds it in. That's the longest touchdown pass for Mahomes in a long time. Xavier Worthy does his thing, the rookie from Texas.
It's time to drive to excellence, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Yes, that was the most exciting moment from that game between the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Saints have the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. KC, just one of 2 remaining undefeated teams. They just put Rashee Rice on IR. Can they win without Rice, Cynthia?
Yeah, they can win it without Rice. 25-21 is my final score in this matchup. I just want to talk about the tight ends in general, not just that one who did have a much better game, more fantasy points if that's what you're into.
Noah Gray?
Last week. But look, Noah Gray, he's there too.
Okay.
Right? You're going to have to figure out all of the different ways to survive without Rashee Rice. He was your number 1 by far. So now you got to look at where are the vulnerable points in the Saints defense, and it happens to be to the tight end position. They're giving up lots of yards to that specific position where those routes are run. So not only will it be Travis Kelce, but you've also got Noah Gray or whomever else they're going to run in those slot-like, tight end-like places. So that, to me, that is the Saints defense is good. Very good. This is an opportunity for the Chiefs to kind of get back on track and figure out what they're going to look like without Rashee Rice for however long he's gone.
Yeah, I second that, Cynthia. The Saints defense, very good. The problem for the Saints, the Chiefs defense is also very good. So I've got KC winning in a close one because that's apparently what they do now, is win close games. 4 games this season. They're 4-0, every single one of them within a score. The Saints are 0-2 in that category, and the very first person that would tell you that would be one Alvin Kamara. Shout out to Alvin Kamara. That's the entire point of what I want to talk about here for this game. He's number 3 in the league in rushing. He's got more receptions than Jalen Waddle, Jaden Reed, and Amari Cooper. Oh, and by the way, he's playing right now with broken ribs.
What?
Just saying. Shout out to the dude, one of the best during his era in the NFL.
So I like it when we're all aligned. We all have the Saints covering. We clearly all believe in the Saints, that they're going to cover this spread.
Okay.
But one of us believes in them for real. The Saints are going to win this game. I got the guts. We're just going Just Greg again. They wanted to do it. They didn't do it, and they're going to regret it because that Saints secondary is going to be all over this Chiefs wide receiver group and their tight ends. I don't care that they're giving up numbers to tight ends. They should be good up the middle. Tyrann Mathieu, hopefully back for this game. I like Alontae Taylor in the slot, Paulson Adebo. We got Marshawn Lattimore healthy. And I think to beat the Chiefs, you got to have a great secondary because Patrick Mahomes just neutralizes the pass rush, and they'll probably protect him pretty well. The Saints pass rush isn't amazing, but they can cover, they can stick to these wide receivers, and they can force Patrick Mahomes into some bad decisions. A lot of interceptions this year. I think the Saints defense gets it done. They go into Arrowhead. I've never made this mistake before, doubting the Chiefs. Let's go.
A Saints road win at Arrowhead. It's a fun pick. Let's check out some player props from this game between the Saints and the Chiefs. Derek Carr sitting at 1.5 passing touchdown. Patrick Mahomes at 231.5. Alvin at over 53.5. Travis Kelce getting 5.5 receptions. And Xavier Worthy with Rashee Rice out, 40.5 receiving yards. So let's do some math on this one, Cynthia. Will Mahomes throw for over 232.5 yards Monday in Arrowhead?
Yeah, I do think he will for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Saints happen to be one of the 4 teams that have scored on their opening drive in every single game this season. And the Chiefs, they have not. What we've seen from the Chiefs is a bit of a slower start, which would dictate more passing yards. This is a low number, 232.5. It's not like 332.5, it's 232.5. So if you're looking at that threshold and figuring things out without Rashee Rice, and by the way, that Xavier Worthy one, 40.5, that could be one catch.
So what you're saying is the Chiefs are going to be trailing a lot in this game.
I just think that the game script will be.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Passing numbers league-wide, as folks are kind of getting adjusted to that. Moving on to the Dallas Cowboys. Dak and the boys got a much-needed win last week against the G-Men.
And Prescott down the left side. Lamb broke a tackle. 35 outruns 3 men into the end zone. Touchdown, CeeDee Lamb.
He got a taunting flag on that one because that's what's important. Sunday night, we're getting a classic. It's the Cowboys and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Dak versus Fields. I'm going to kick us off here. I like the Steelers by 2 points because I've seen it all against this Cowboys defense. It's dealing with injuries at both edges. Has to chase Justin Fields around. He's had rushing touchdowns in the past few weeks. But here's the 2024 Fields. The Steelers are a top 12 passing efficiency offense. Arthur Smith's team is trying to get the rushing efficiency to catch up to the passing efficiency.
Whoa.
And what better team to try to do that against than the 2024 Dallas Cowboys run defense, Greg?
Yeah, I agree with you. I have the Steelers winning this game. I think it's going to be very close. It's 22-21 because everything is so hard for the Cowboys right now. When you watch Dak Prescott, his throws have to be absolutely perfect. Now, I'm going to show you the good. Dak Prescott's a baller, but all these receivers are catching passes in tight windows. He actually leads the league in percentage of tight windows thrown into. They also are dead last in the league in terms of average separation from their wide receivers. So it feels like Mike McCarthy, he's just sending his wide receivers out there, go get open. I remember this back in Green Bay. It's close. I'm threading the needle here where I'm picking the Steelers to win, but the Cowboys to cover. It's a little bit of I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I trust the Steelers a little more.
I trust the Steelers probably the most of anyone here because I have the biggest difference between their score. I have 24-21 in this matchup. I do want to point out on the other side, though, poor CeeDee Lamb. He's out here all by himself. No Brandon Cooks in this matchup. Of course, there's Jake Ferguson. If you're a fantasy player, you can use him too. But ultimately, he has a streak of 37 games with 4 or more receptions. That is the 3rd longest active streak since 1970. That forecast to absolutely continue. You talk about those tight window throws. You know why they're turning into receptions, CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, Dak Prescott, he's got the best passer rating under pressure this year. You know why? Guys like CeeDee Lamb catching it in really, really tough situations. So just a little love to CeeDee Lamb in this one because he's going to get a lot of attention from the Steelers secondary, but he will also get a lot of attention from Dak Prescott.
And we will get a lot of attention from Cowboys fans if this does not go the way that we have
We would deserve it then.
Yes,
we would
absolutely.
deserve it. Yes.
And we want it. Enjoy the games, everybody. Still to come. After dropping 2 in a row, Purdy and the Niners got back on track last week. They've got Kyler and the high-flying Cardinals coming to town. A monster NFC West showdown. Who's going to win? We're going to try to find out next on Game Day View.
Want some football trivia? Just ask Siri. Which player has the most football MVPs?
Brock back and a throw for the end zone for Kittle. Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown! San Francisco.
Kittle in the corner, baby. Superman in the phone booth. He went up, and there are players draped all over him. What a play by Kittle. What a catch.
Time to seize the season, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Brock Purdy was mic'd up. He said, George, as soon as he threw that ball. George Kittle went up and got it. That was a fun clip. These are the first touchdown score odds, according to Caesars Sportsbook. They got Jordan Mason at the top at plus 325. Then Debo, James Conner, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk. To round out that list, only one Cardinal there in the top 5. Big NFC West showdown between the Cardinals and the 49ers in Santa Clara. Both squads are currently looking up at the Seahawks in the division. Who gets closer to them this week, Greg?
The 49ers will, but I think this game is going to be close. I think the Cardinals cover here. I have it 28-23. You got to keep an eye on Fred Warner's status. They are not the same defense in San Francisco. If Warner's out, Kyler Murray could run all over the place. Let's get back to getting Kyler Murray some rushing attempts. He's one of the best scramblers in the league, like you see here. Also very effective on the design runs. Last week, just didn't seem comfortable. Washington did a good job containing him. He basically ignored the running game. I think this running game is still going to have a good season between him and James Conner. I think the 49ers could be vulnerable. They look great against the Patriots, but it's not a great defensive line since they lost Javon Hargrave. Division matchup, big game for the Cardinals at 1-3. Think it's closer than the number.
Ooh, I'm kind of like completely opposite of you. I have it being bigger than the number. I have San Francisco winning 30-20 in this matchup. I want to talk about Brock Purdy for a second because I found this stat to be really incredible. He leads the league with 9.3 air yards per attempt, right? Passing yards per attempt, excuse me. He has 1,130 total yards. That's second in the league. But do you know how many of them are coming off of yak? It's the lowest percentage, 26% in the National Football League. I was a little impressed with that because remember, we've seen a lot of, we didn't know Jordan Mason would be starting this time, a month and a half ago.
Yep.
All of these different changes, people being out, but look, it's been really fascinating. I think it just gets better now as increased health. We've got more Debo, we've got more Brandon Ayuk folding in and not holding out or in or whatever, wherever the holdout was or in was. But ultimately, I think that just makes this even bigger because this is a defense that you can pass on, and this is an opportunity for them to kind of really just start the momentum because I think they've probably had not the September they thought they were going to have.
Yeah, and it's good to slam dunk that Purdy stat because that was the criticism. Like, all these passing yards are yak. They're not this year. So now what are we going to say about Brock? And now a lot of those other pieces that are so valuable in Santa Clara, they're back, including Debo Samuel. The very last time the 49ers played the Cardinals, it was Week 15 last year. Debo had 2 touchdowns. He had this 53-yarder last week. He looks back and good. I think Brandon Ayuk and that explosion and burst is starting to get a little bit better as well. It feels like these two teams are moving in different directions right now. We'll see if the Cardinals can get it back together. But as of right now, we are all on San Francisco. That was Seize the Season, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. As we look over to the Caesars Sportsbook app, download the Caesars Sportsbook app, an official sponsor of the NFL. New users, place your first bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you'll get it back as a bonus bet. Use promo code TV1000. Must be 21 or older. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. What about the highest over-unders in Week 5, according to the dear friends at Caesars Sportsbook. The Cardinals and the Niners are at number 1, but right after that, the Ravens, Bengals, and then there's the Packers at the Rams. 2 really good teams as we get to quick picks here on Game Day View. That game is going to be over across the street at SoFi Stadium. Vegas expecting this one to be high scoring. Which team gets back on track?
Green Bay gets back on track here, continuing a trend of Matt LaFleur somehow getting the best of Sean McVay. Very interesting stuff here, but Jayden Reed is the really big key to this one. Being able to take advantage of the fact that this banged up secondary, or this banged up total defense or total team, I guess, for the Rams has been vulnerable to the deep pass. You saw Kyler Murray have a perfect passer rating against them. Jayden Reed fills that very nicely, and now Jordan Love is kind of fully back. We saw him really get back in the swing of things second half last week against the Vikings. Jayden Reed, big game here.
Yeah, Jayden Reed has gone off in every Jordan Love start again. Yeah. Sample size, that's 2 this season. But we're only in Week 5, folks, and let's go to the Panthers and the Bears. The Andy Dalton revenge tour against his former team continues. However, I do think he comes up short here. I've got Chicago winning this one 19-17 because the Bears defense has been very, very good, and the offense can apparently run the ball now. DeAndre Swift had his best rushing game last week. He really got involved in the passing game as well. I do believe the Bears remain unbeaten in the Caleb Williams era at home, and they get a win over Andy Dalton and company. The Browns and Commanders, Jane Daniels has Washington in first place in the East right now. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Do they get their 4th straight win, Greg?
Absolutely. They win this game 30-20 because this Browns defense, it's not special anymore, and you got to be special if you want to stop Jayden Daniels. Look, what Cleveland has done on defense is like they're not top 10. They're about average, I would say, adjusting for schedule. And you think about all the different ways Washington's offense can beat you now. Jayden is throwing so well to the intermediate area of the field. So it's not all dinks and dunks. From 10 to 19 yards, Jayden Daniels has been the most accurate and effective quarterback in the league, and he doesn't have to throw a ton each week, but when he does, he's seen a lot of open receivers, and he's hitting them right where you need to. I don't think the Browns defense is that group anymore that you look at that's just going to absolutely shut down a rookie. I think we'll take it back a notch. We maybe don't go over 40 this week. We get to 30-20.
You know whose defense you also need to think about when in terms of passing vulnerability? Yeah, that would also be Washington. So Amari Cooper had a touchdown called back last week. If you're a fantasy owner, play Amari Cooper. You're fine. It won't get called back this time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you see the results and how the touchdown didn't count and there was a drop. But he's getting the opportunities as well. The trouble is, I think Washington's defense got a lot better against the Arizona Cardinals. We got to figure out, was that the Cardinals or was that Washington? Either way.
We're not finding out this week because they're playing the worst offense in the league in Cleveland.
I said it last week, not picking the Browns. Spoiler alert, I'm not picking the Browns the rest of the season. Up next, we're getting back on the international flight, getting into some player props for the big Jets-Vikings matchup at Tottenham. Who's ready to light it up and who might be a little cheeky? You're watching Game Day. It's Sunday Morning Football, live from London, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets taking on Justin Jefferson and the Vikings at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Watch on NFL Network, streaming on NFL Plus. And prior to the game, be sure to catch Aaron Rodgers' sit-down with Kyle Brandt. In fact, we got a sneak peek for you.
What do you like about still rocking and still playing football in your 40s, like the football part of it?
Just fighting against father time. I think there's something beautiful about that. Now it changes the way you prepare for sure. In my 20s, I could eat a bag of Starburst jelly beans and a couple cheeseburgers from Five Guys and never think twice about it. Now you gotta be a little bit smarter about what's going in and how you spend your time. But I love that, the chance to beat back father time and to continue on this and play the way I want to play.
How's that fight going?
It's a stalemate right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the rest of that. Now I'm looking forward to the game as well. Time for more or less here on Game Day Viewers. We got player props for the London game. It's more or less. We'll start with Aaron Rodgers. More or less, Greg, than 1.5 passing touchdowns against the Vikings.
Ooh, I'm going less. Brian Flores is going to bring the pain to Aaron Rodgers at the hot toddy Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think if you're going to beat the Vikings offensively, you're going to have to run the ball against them. All the different protections that you have to set up to face this Vikings defense. It's going to make Aaron Rodgers and especially some of these young offensive linemen's head spin. So I'm giving them 1 touchdown. Maybe they run in for another, but we're going under 1.5 touchdowns.
All right, let's go more or less, Cynthia. The 220 passing yards for one Sam Darnold.
More. I think that if you look at the tendencies, this Jets defense plays a lot of man coverage, the 7th highest rate in the league. You know how many touchdowns Sam Darnold has thrown against man coverage? 9. He leads the NFL.
Wow.
9.
Also a ton of yards, mostly to Justin Jefferson. While I do think that this defense is a very good defense, it would really help if they had an extra pass rusher. I don't know, maybe one that's potentially they traded for. But whatever. In this game, that will help Sam Darnold reach this number.
I don't even know if they're a great defense because they've played the Titans, the Patriots, and the Broncos in a row. Facing this offensive line, I'm with you. Sam Darnold gets a lot of time.
Time to pick another one in this game. Will Breece Hall have over 84 total yards from scrimmage? And I think he actually will. Despite how little I think of the Jets offense in this matchup against Brian Flores' defense, I think one place that you can get yards is Breece Hall, specifically in the screen game, in the quick passing game, to keep Aaron Rodgers safe, happy, and healthy in his trip to London. I think that means a lot of Breece Hall. It's also going to mean a lot of his backup as well, but I think Breece Hall gets that number of 84.5. But let's go over, because, Greg, you discussed Aaron Jones earlier today on our show. Do you think he goes over or under 62.5 rushing yards?
Oh, I definitely like the receiving, but I like the rushing too. We're going over for my great fantasy pickup this season, Aaron Jones. I knew he was ready for a big workload behind one of the most underrated offensive lines in the league. He's tough. And look, Will McDonald, and you watch some of this Jets defensive line really, was getting washed out in the running game last week against Denver. It's like Denver doesn't have a running game week 1, week 2, week 3. Suddenly the running game wakes up against the Jets, and I think Aaron Jones keeps it going.
This is where I see the revenge for Sam Darnold actually factoring in because Aaron Jones will do more work to make Sam Darnold look even more perfect, so I like that one as well.
All right, we discussed Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about a guy we think is the best player in this game, Justin Jefferson. Will he have more or less than 5.5 receptions, Cynthia?
What? 5 more? What are we talking about here? I already told you about those man stats. Do you know who the only receiver in the entire National Football League to have more than 200 yards, receiving yards against man coverage is?
Is it Justin Jefferson?
It is, and he has 203 along with 3 touchdowns. I don't think any tendency gets shifted here. I don't think they say, hey, let's be extra tricky and have Jordan Addison do this. I'm not worried about Sauce Gardner. He lines up only on one side, 82% of the side on the left. So if he lines up on the right, I guess they could tangle. But even if they're tangling, I don't care. I still think advantage JJ.
It's crazy because Justin Jefferson's stats this year aren't any better than they've been in the past. They're a little lower, and yet I'm convinced he's the best player in the NFL. It's like the quarterbacks are down right now. Justin Jefferson is my number one.
All this Justin Jefferson talk may be motivating to the guy on the other side, and that's Garrett Wilson. And I will answer the question if he's going to have more or less than 53 receiving yards. And because the number is 53,
what?
I'm going more.
Okay.
Strictly because that's not a lot of yards. And Garrett Wilson, despite the fact that I know it's frustrating, you've been tracking the Jets, you're wondering, you're watching body language, you're doing all the weird stuff that people do when a team in New York isn't necessarily doing the way you want them to. But yeah, 53 yards feels like a safe.
I mean, he did kind of throw his
like
play
this?
caller under the bus publicly, too. So that's not just reading into things.
But it's also a defense that's given up the most yards, passing yards per game. So
it's because teams are always just throwing against them all the time. But good point. Good point.
I'm just saying.
It's going over.
I don't know. That just seems like, what do you do? What is a New York gesture like? We're gonna like mob ties. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm losing here.
I'm losing here.
There it is.
I feel like Kristen Wiig in that skit from SNL. Hi.
Denied. Coming up, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags might be 0-4, but a few of us think they're going to shock the Colts on Sunday. The locker room not lost here on game debut. We got our picks for Colts and Jags coming up right after this quick break.
We got great chemistry. Great.
Upgrade your Sundays with NFL Plus Premium and watch live, local, and primetime games on mobile devices, plus NFL RedZone, game replays, and more. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Subscription required for NFL Plus. Terms and conditions apply. We got the Colts and the Jags down in Duval at 0-4. It's really now or never for Jacksonville to turn things around. Do they start things moving in the right direction Sunday, Greg?
I say they get their first win. The Jaguars, 27-23. Maybe this is wishful thinking. I'm going to cover the Jaguars next week. I want them to get a win. But look, the Colts don't go to Jacksonville and ever get a win. The last time it happened was 2014.
Look at this.
Blake Bortles was playing for the Jaguars back then. Chad Henne was involved in this game and got benched very quickly. Andrew Luck was the quarterback, and you might say, oh, this doesn't really matter. Hey, it's a division matchup that helps, equalize things. And last year, with these two same coaching staffs, Shane Steichen in his first year was a nice year for the Colts. They got swept by the Jaguars. So there's some recent history, too, that indicates it's a good matchup. And I think if you squint hard, you saw the Jaguars improve last week in Houston. Meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor's banged up. That is bad news. He is the most important Indianapolis Colt. Don't think he's going to play in this game.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson was 12 years old the last time the Colts got a win in Jacksonville.
Too.
I agree with Greg. I do have it as a 2-point win for Jacksonville because the vast majority of the Jags returning targets from 2023 live in Evan Ingram as well as Christian Kirk. This is going to be the first time since week 1 that they've been on the field at the same time for Jacksonville. The target share combined last year was 37%, and that's with Calvin Ridley. I know things have been bad. Trev's been taking a bunch of shots deep down the field. You know what helps in that?
What?
Because they haven't been connecting on those. Throwing the ball close to the line of scrimmage to your tight end who got over 140 targets last year. I think the Jags have hope. Keep hope alive, guys.
I think the Jags have hope too, but I don't have them winning this game. Now, I will say there's a little asterisk here. Right now I have the Colts winning this one by 1 point. Oh, it's a prime number. Hold on, before we get into this analysis.
Okay.
We need to talk about the prime numbers for a second.
Let's do it.
That's when you pick a game that all on your own.
Yeah, like a Just Greg is when you do.
Yes.
A Straybon is when Patrick does.
Yep.
And look, it's in good shape.
6-1.
That's fun, right? No?
That is amazing. You went 4-0 on the prime numbers. I think you could look at it a different way. When Patrick and I agree, trouble is near.
Okay.
But good job.
The Patriots against the Jets is
You're
one
going to
of those
high-five me for a second.
Sure, let's go. Hey, I hit 2 Just Gregs last week, so I'm happy about that.
Okay,
all right, back to this. You're looking at a picture of one Joe Flacco.
There he is.
Yeah.
I don't think he was 12 the last time the Colts won in
He
Jacksonville.
was winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
right around
I think
there.
he was probably like 37 or something. I'm not sure how old he was, but ultimately here, I think that this says something. The difference in this team, if Jonathan Taylor and if Joe Flacco is the quarterback, makes it a completely different opportunity against this very vulnerable Jags defense. So I'm watching this injury report. I'm waiting to see, I think the thing I like the most of this game is like a Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown. But other than that, I think that it could easily be the Colts, depending on who the start. And by the way, even if Anthony Richardson starts, it could still be a Joe Flacco game because that's what we saw last week as well.
I like Anthony Richardson, and I have to, admit, I feel worse about our pick, taking the Jaguars, if Joe Flacco starts. I trust the Colts more with Joe Flacco.
I'm not gonna go that far. The Jags need to get a win because they're about to hop on a plane and go all the way across the Atlantic Ocean next week. Trevor Lawrence and the Jags play Caleb Williams and the Bears in London, a matchup of number 1 overall picks. They're squaring off at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Doug Peterson's squad will stay in London for the Week 7 game against the Patriots. You'll be able to catch both games right here on NFL Network as well as NFL Plus. Let's churn through some more of these games in our quick picks. The Giants and the Seahawks up at Moomin Field. Seattle fell to the Lions on Monday night. Greg, does Geno's squad bounce back?
They absolutely do. I have it closer than the number. Seattle winning 24-20, but Geno gets it done throwing the ball to DK Metcalf, who is having a fantastic season. This Giants secondary just doesn't have anyone that can physically match up with DK Metcalf. You want to know why that is? Because there's no one on earth that can physically match up with DK Metcalf.
Right.
So I love that Geno Smith is not afraid to fit the ball into tight windows. He is making sure to get his number 1 receiver involved each and every week.
He has had 3 games over 100 yards. I feel like we just don't even talk. This is a really good team. We still talk
They're
about
going to be 4-1. I'm going to talk about them.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about them on this show. Let's go to the Raiders and the Broncos. Sean Payton's squad just won 2 straight on the road. Las Vegas dealing with the Devontae Adams trade saga. Who wins here, Cynthia?
Yeah, I have Denver winning this game 20-16. I want to talk about Zach Allen, a fellow BC alum. We're going all over the place. We went Brian Flores, now we're going with him. But ultimately, at the defensive tackle position, he's 12 pressures. He's really leading the way here. What are you laughing at?
Greg's got the Broncos scoring 30.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're having fun. We're running the ball. This
I love
Raiders team, it's collapsing.
Now-
I don't feel good about this Raiders team right now.
Because this is this show, and you can even hear me under all this stuff. Let's just take Alexander Madison in whatever fantasy. That's my other tip on the other side. I think there's a little chaos in Raiderville.
I'm like, did I really write that down, or is this a typo and they like transposed it from another game? Who can even tell?
Well, why not?
Doesn't matter anymore.
I think the Broncos are going to light the scoreboard up. Let's go to another
Definitely
team.
an over.
A game where you're going to see bucket loads of points. The Dolphins and the Patriots. Snoop Huntley against Jacoby Brissett. I've got the Fins just squeaking by here, 14-13, because the Dolphins made more than a few mistakes last week against the Tennessee Titans. I do think the Snoop era Fins play a little bit better and get a win on the road because things have just not been going well for either of these teams, but I see a little bit of hope and I see a talent advantage going in favor of Miami. I do think that talent plays off.
Yeah, the Patriots have so many injuries. On defense, they could be missing multiple safeties. They're missing Juwan Bentley. They have defensive linemen missing. And then they lose their center, David Andrews, their captain, the most important guy on a unit that's just besieged. This is the lowest moment maybe of the last 20 years for the Patriots, that they are getting memed alert against this Snoop Huntley Dolphins team, who's been the worst team in the NFL the last couple of weeks, and still we can't take the Patriots.
I'd really cry so hard for you as a Patriots fan, except for you got a bunch of Super Bowls that you actually witnessed, so it's going to be okay.
Just shining the trophy with the tears when we come back here. It's some of our favorite prop bets of the week. You don't want to miss it because I've been on fire.
Woo!
Kind of. You're watching Game Day View, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Election day is coming up, and we all need to be ready to show up big for our country. Make sure you know your state's voter registration deadline and requirements. For more resources and information, visit nfl.com/votes. It's time for Write This Down here on Game Day View as we get to our predictions for Week 5. Greg, what do you see taking place that the people need to take note of?
Well, it's going to be in Cincinnati, and usually I try not to be overconfident. Sports are unpredictable, except this week in the Ravens and the Bengals game. This is my pick of the year. Ravens over the Bengals. They're going to cover those 2.5 points. And you know what? Lamar Jackson is also going to have over 55 rushing yards. But it's especially about the game. This Bengals defense cannot hold up against Lamar in this rushing attack. You ever listen like on Sunday mornings to those weirdo like radio shows where they're just like, I guarantee this is going to happen. I'm not going to go that far, but I feel great about this Ravens game. I will have egg on my face, and if I'm wrong, it won't matter because I'm not here next week. I'll be in London.
Yeah,
well,
we're going to miss you.
That was a massive flex on us. I won't be here. They're sending me over to London to cover the important things. All right, so mine, we already talked about it. CeeDee Lamb, he's going to have at least 6.5 receptions, which means he's going to have at least 7 receptions. I already told you about the fact that he has this streak going of more than 4 in 37 games, but also they don't have anyone else, so it may take a lot of tries, but between he and his tight end, you're going to have a really big output from CeeDee Lamb. And by the way, in this game also, you know that TJ Watt is half a sack away from having 100 sacks. This is his 109th game, so I would actually put those two things together and write both of them down.
I love that. Over under CeeDee Lamb targets in this game, I'm going 15. Like it's just all CeeDee Lamb all the time.
15
I
feels
think
almost
that's
conservative.
Yeah.
Because where else are they going to go? We got no Brandon Cooks in this one. My Write This Down is going to be Javonte Williams because there's a lot of conversations about what's hard to do in sports. People say hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do. I think the hardest thing to do is run for 77 yards when your offense passes for 60 yards and has -7 passing yards in the first half. What Javonte Williams did against the Jets was incredible to me, and over 52 yards feels like a reprieve for Javonte Williams. But the number I'm wondering is Greg and the pints in London while we're in missing Greg formation here, Greg.
Well, you haven't hung out with me enough, I guess, because it's like over under half a pint, I would say.
We need to get you a bum bag. Do not call it the thing Americans call it. You cannot do that there. That is wrong. No fanny packs.
They call it a bum
You can't
bag?
call it a fanny pack in Europe. No.
All right. Safe travels to Greg. We'll see you next week.